Alright guys, it's Noah here with Custom RC Mods. We're out here for the maiden flight of the FT Mini Vector. As you can see, we're out here at the park. It's a little bit breezy, so I'm sorry if that affects the audio quality, but as you can see, this thing is looking great. I'm excited to get this thing up in the air. In terms of my CG, I mounted it right about in the center for balancing. That's going to give it the most wide flight envelope. It's hopefully going to have a lot of good hovering tendencies and a lot of good high speed tendencies as well, but that's only from what I've learned from the build video and just balancing out on my own. We're actually gonna get to put those things to practice now in this flight. So yeah, let's go ahead, check our control surfaces. We've got our ailerons, that's correct. We've got our elevator, that's correct. And we've got our throttle. Let's go ahead, get this thing up in the air. The wind is coming from my back and we're gonna go ahead and launch it just from the nose right here and see what happens. Okay, that was pretty uneventful. Wow, this thing flies really good, I can already tell. Kind of touchy, but that's all right. I dialed in some expo. So yeah, wow. This is kind of what I expected the F-22 to fly like. Initially, obviously this has a race quad motor in it, so there's generally just a little bit more power, but we're gonna work on getting this thing trimmed out. Yeah, it definitely has some speed to it. I'm really happy for that. I thought that this prop and slot design is a little bit less efficient than just having like a typical prop. So I thought that there'd just be less speed just because that's my experience on the F-22. But you can see here, it does have a decent amount of clip to it. I think it's at least 40 miles per hour or so. Yeah, I'd say that's a good 40 miles per hour or so. We gotta get this trimmed out. A little bit touchy on the aileron axis, but there's nothing wrong with that. Just give it probably 10% more expo after this flight is over. This is just a maiden flight, so we're just getting things worked out. But as you can see, we do have a lot of roll available into this plane, and that's really a nice touch. Let's go ahead and just glide it by, see if we got some high alpha tendencies. Wow, this high alpha is really nicely. But yeah, this is such a great little plane. It has a very wide flight envelope. I can't get over it. I've only been flying it for like 5 minutes and we already learned so much about it. One thing that is to note about these rolls is that they're not quite linear. Obviously with the angled elevon placement, you can see they're kind of have a forward swept angle at the back of the wing there. That's not going to give you nice linear rolls, which is not really a problem. It's just something, if you like to do these, you know, lots and lots of rolls, it doesn't quite look right. It's a little bit out of place, but other than that, I don't really mind it at all. Just cruising around, and all you really need is half throttle. It really looks amazing going through the sky. Let's see if there's any inverted. Oh yeah. It's cruising around. Inverted. Nothing to see here. You have to hold a decent amount of forward pressure on that inverted flying, as expected, but a little bit more than most planes. But it does fly inverted very smoothly, and it can high alpha inverted as well. As you saw, I was just going really slow there. But yeah, I guess this is what I expected from this plane. Lots and lots of roll tendencies here. Obviously it's pretty touchy. I definitely recommend the Expo, of course, but you can see that this thing is flying excellently. And I wonder what it would be like with that rudder. I did not add the rudder on this plane. It was an optional thing, but it flies really well without it, and obviously it probably wouldn't fly any different with it. It just would have that added flexibility. But yeah, it's such a maneuverable, fun, fast, and slow plane. Obviously, does have pretty much all of the flight envelopes you could possibly want out of it. It's decently fast, 40 miles per hour, I'd say. And then obviously can slow down to basically nothing high alpha. High alpha is way better than the Viggen. which is one of those planes that you'd think it'd be really good at it. I'm just kind of cruising around at like a 1/3 throttle here. And it really doesn't need that much more than that. Well, let's go ahead and just do some more high alpha action. Yeah, Peter Streevel did a great job designing this plane. Wow. Lots of fun to just move around here in the air. I'm gonna have so much fun flying this plane. And this definitely does bring the world of prop and slots back to the channel, especially when you have a decent amount of speed on them like this Power Pack F setup does. I'm really happy with how this thing is flying. Wow. Let's do a quick downwind pass like I just did, right over our heads. Just gonna work our way upwind here, about half throttle. This is just, it's very controllable. There's no tendencies that are super bad about this. You can see, like I said, it has a really good speed ratio, nice and fast, but I really don't need much more than half throttle just to keep this thing up in the air, maybe even a 1/4 throttle. And obviously you can high alpha it, but you're gonna be spiking the throttle there just to keep it going. It does not really roll that well when it's doing high alpha, which is kind of to be expected. But some planes, such as the Viggen, can do like a little roll in their high alpha. But obviously, since you're not going that fast, I guess there's not much to be expected in that case. But yeah, this thing flies amazingly. I feel like I'm in total control of this aircraft, and it really is so locked in, pretty much completely. I would call it on rails, but usually when a plane is on rails, that just means it likes to go straight, fast. And yeah, this is obviously extremely maneuverable, so yeah, I really like how this plane's flying, and you've probably gotten that memo from me saying it like 50 times in this flight video. But such an excellent flying airplane. Flight test, and Peter Streevel did an amazing job designing this. And there goes my power. So let's just go ahead and bring it in for a landing right here. Ooh, that was a little bit of a rough landing. It was downwind, so I guess I can't really fault it. Thankfully, the grass is kind of drying out after our monsoon of a 3-day straight rainstorm. But yeah, that's it for this flight video of the FT Mini Vector right here. Really liking this plane. Can't wait to get out here and fly it some more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.